Good evening. This is Prophet Ra Wanawabi. Good to be with you all this evening. Just in my camera. Good evening. This is Prophet Ra Wanawabi. So tonight, what we're going to get into is the B.I.E. report, which is the Black Identity Extremist report, the so-called Black Identity Extremist report. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing a recording from another channel that is called The Irritated Genie Speaks. Irritated Genie. All right. And this guy is what we would call a Black conscious type of guy. Okay. I believe that. Okay. He's a Black conscious genre type of a person. What we're going to do is get into this report, and I'm going to give you, from an Israelite perspective, a prophetic perspective about how I feel about this, on analyzing it, on digesting it, regurgitating it back to you, so you could come to your own conclusions about evaluating the information I'm about to share with you. I want to start this off by looking at Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. The Bible tells us that surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad, crazy, insane. A wise man think. Oppression make a wise man mad. Now, the Bible gives us a definition of what wisdom is and what knowledge is. And this is telling us that oppression will make a man who fears the Most High crazy. It'll make him snap. I just want to put that out there for you. The Bible states that as a bird by wandering and the swallow by flying, the curse causeless shall not come. The curse causeless shall not come. In other words, there's going to be a cause when a curse comes. It says a curse won't come without a cause. Okay? So we're just going to kick it off with a few little scriptures here. We're just going to kick it off. Okay? The Bible tells us in the Apocrypha, I think it's chapter 12. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like iron that rusteth of copper, so is his wickedness. You cannot convince our people of this. You cannot convince our people of this. Our people are so blinded and in love with wickedness that we will get comfortable with wickedness and resort back to wickedness and evil. Enemies. That's what we do, y'all. We don't try to get away from our enemies. We try to embrace our enemies, pray for our enemies, have marches with our enemies, twerk with our enemies. That's what we try to do all the time. And if you come to our people and try to tell them not to do this, guess what they're going to say? Well, you got to love your enemies. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. Pray for your enemies. Pray for white Jesus. Pray for him. Pray with him. That's what our people love to do. We love to do it. I even know Israelites who love to do this. They say they Israelites, but guess what? They always trying to find a way to pray for the devil. Always trying to find a way to pray for the devil. I saw it in Christianity. I see it among Israelites. And I see it even among so-called hardcore Israelites. They're off in a corner trying to pray with and for the devil. They always are doing it. And let me say this.
Yeah, hello guys, this is Frank.
And let me say this. They love praying for these people. They love worshiping them, bowing down to them. They love talking about them. They're obsessed with them. And I don't understand that. Even the hardcores, that's all they talk about is the enemy. And this is troubling to me. This is really troubling to me. Because the Bible says, seek first the kingdom. Oh boy. Seek first the kingdom of Yahuwah. And all these things shall be added unto you. When I read that scripture, seek ye first Yahuwah, and I will kill all your enemies. That's what I see. But we see the opposite. Bang on your enemies. Talk about killing your enemies in public, and then seek the kingdom. No, that's a stupid plan anyway. That's a stupid plan anyway. That's what Nat Turner tried to do. I think it's a time for everything. So, you know, I want to tell you what disheartens me more than anything. When our people are not on the same page in no way, at any level. And I believe that a lot of this is triggered by the Stockholm syndrome that lies dormant in the most belligerent of us, who appear to be belligerent. I really do. Because they so belligerent that it's not even any wisdom in anything they do or say. Really, that's nothing. I don't care if they're into the Bible or not. RBG, 5%ers, Nation of Islam, it's just nothing. It's a non-starter. Oh boy. So let's get into this. Oh, I want to, another thing too. And this is something I just want to share with you that the Most High gave me. Never trust someone who is friends with your enemies. Oh boy. No, that's not explicitly written in the scriptures. It's not it's no, but that could have easily been in the Bible. Never trust someone who is friends with your enemy, cozy with your enemy, affable towards your enemy. Don't do it. You're being stupid now. Now you can't pick who they are friends with, but you can pick who you're friends with. But don't do it. Don't do it. Another thing I want to drop on you. Never trust a person that says that they have an enemy and then how should I say this? Never trust a person who says that they have an enemy, but then they choose to always be in their face, even live with them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because this shows a catastrophic breakdown in wisdom and just common sense. So either one of two things is happening. Either the persons that they're pointing out as their enemy is really not their enemy, or this person is a saboteur. In other words, they're a double agent. They really on the person that side they say that they're enemy of, but guess what? They're really your enemy. Be careful of that. Watch very closely. Monitor that. Now you'll hear people say stuff like, well, he's your enemy. He's not my enemy. Okay. I'm glad you told me that. I'm glad you told me that. I don't care if the person is in your family. I don't care if it's your son, your daughter, your wife, your mama, your daddy. If the relationship that they have with your enemy is so valuable, you let them have the enemy. And what you do is you distance yourself from them. You start isolating them. That's what wisdom would tell you to do. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is in your family or outside your family. You couldn't do this in the army. You couldn't do this on a basketball team. During halftime, you go over to the other side and start talking to your best friend that's on the other team. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do it in the army because it would be treason. But somehow you could do this anywhere else with the excuse of, well, he's your enemy, not mine. Okay, good. You made a choice. You've made a choice. So what we want you to do, I'm going to isolate myself from you. That's just common sense. Let me tell you something. When I have an enemy, you know what I do? I don't like even looking at them. I don't like talking to them. I don't like greeting them. I will go the other way. I will go out my way to not be in the face of my enemy. I'm not going to sit down and have coffee with them. They can't follow me around nowhere. I'm not going to have small talk with them. I don't like them. I don't like them. And I'm not going to be praying for them while they're walking with me. I'm not going to be loving on them and stuff. No, I'm not going to do that. It's just, these are stupid things that Christianity has taught us. And a lot of our people are teaching love your enemies. And this is what they talking about, love your enemies. No, I don't get that. So anyway, I'm going to get into this report, and I think I'm just going to play the audio. Melchizedek. Come here. Go upstairs, get my beats filled. I forgot my I want to put some volume on this for this replay I'm going to play. So, hey there, whoever that is just came in the room. Shalom. But anyway, be very careful. Another thing I want you to be careful of too, be very careful, y'all, of friends so that lie to you. Be careful of people who said it and they lie to you. Be careful of that. And they lie with you with impunity. The Bible says that no lie is of the truth. I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't even need to say that. No lie is of the truth. Okay. So we're gonna get into this share here. We're gonna get into this share here, and I want you to check this out about this B.I.E. report.
Okay, and what the doctor said is excellent synopsis. We put it all together. I didn't realize some people are actually going to hit some things right in the head. So let's look at the document itself. So, and I'll tell you what I was looking at. Just before this, just to be honest, before actually looking at the document, I was like, okay, they have some kind of prediction that black people are going to be doing something that they don't want us to be doing, and they want to crack down on that. They want to preempt the strike. Have any black people who are aggressive enough to organize doing these things that are illegal, so they have to create a catch-all. And if people buy it, if people allow it to take root and start using the terminology and not say that it's ridiculous, if people don't resist it, then they created a catchphrase.
What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to share this with you all. I want to give him the credit for, you know, breaking this down the way that he did. It's a lot of people that's talking about this now, but I want to give you basically a picture link so you can go and find this yourself. And it's a lot of people talking about this. But I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see it. And I'm going to show you what I think is the real scheme behind this B.I.E. Black extremists, Black identity extremist report that the CIA and the SPLC has put out. So they're gonna tag team us, and I could tell what this really is about just looking at it you know, just as a cursory glance, a cursory analysis.
That basically anybody that don't agree with the black community, they can go after. I'm like, what drove this? What made this happen? I'm thinking that they have something that they're intending to do to our people. And they just want to make sure when they do it, that they have a basis. Just like it's easy for them with white supremacists. Once they call them white supremacists, they get black folks to rally about it because we know we associate white supremacists with lynchings, murder, and all that. So you got a group of people already against that.
Right.
So they can get society against that.
Right.
But there's really nobody black today that you can really get anybody galvanized because there's nobody talking strong enough.
Yeah. Now, this is a really significant point that he's bringing out. There's nobody out there. He said talking strong enough. Y'all, that's all our people do is talk. It's nobody out there doing nothing strong enough. See, that's what he should have said. It's nobody out there doing and retaliating against our enemies for the injustice that they have doing it to us. It's not about talking, because that's all so-called black people do is talk, 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 talk. That's all we do. Everybody know that's all we do is talk and march. Whoa. Hey, baby. How you doing? How was your day? You tired?
Yes.
Your mother got something in there for you to cook. She cooked. So, excuse me.
To be looked at as a real threat. There are no threats. So it's hard to demonize.
So now he's telling you right there, which is true. We are no threat. We are no threat. Now he can't say physical, verbal, physical threat because we're not a physical threat. So something is like kind of strange right there, the way he said that. Let me go back a little bit and point this out.
We associate white supremacists with lynchings, murder, and all that. So you got a group of people already against that.
Right. Lynching, murders. See, that's not just talking. You lock that door, son? Both of them? They're lynching. Now look what he does here. Look what he says here.
So they can get society against that. But there's really nobody black today that you can really get anybody galvanized because there's nobody talking strong enough.
Talking strong enough? How do you mention talking strong enough? How do you mention talking strong enough and contrast talking strong enough against people that's lynching and murdering? I don't know how he made that comparison right there. Because in a way, it's like he's saying that the talk that we do, the strong talk, is equivalent to murder and lynching and shooting unarmed men? Really? Irritated Genie? Okay, brother. Well, that's suspect, brother. I'm just telling you. It's suspect.
To be looked at.
I didn't catch this the first time I listened to it. This is my second time listening to it. See, when people start making false equivalencies, that is a problem.
The real threat. There are no threats. So it's hard to demonize black.
What, no real verbal threats, Irritated Genie? And you're going to make that comparable to lynching and shooting unarmed men? See, when our people start thinking like this is what bothers me.
Black people, in terms of the group ethic and organizing ethic in the modern context, because ain't nobody doing nothing hard enough for them to do that. So they're looking for a way to be able to villainize black people. That's what I thought in the beginning. And that this was their way to create this catch-all and then begin to attack the black community. Now let's go into the document. Black identity extremists likely motivated to target law enforcement officers. I'm gonna stop right here. And don't misunderstand me, I'm not saying it.
Now, just looking at the title of this document, likely, that means it's not happening, y'all. Likely. These people are prognosticating. They're guessing. They're projecting. Likely. Likely. See, this is, I'm not going to tell you where I'm going with this, but what I think about this is slightly different. He brings up some cogent points, but what he just did with trying to equate lynching and murdering with us talking hard, and talking strong as a equivalency, it really got my mind right now scrambled.
Anybody say anything is wrong, even me, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I said I went into this unbiased. Not for my own, I took my judgment off. I said, read it on its face and see what you see. The first thing I see is they're telling us what their issue is. People who are going to target law enforcement officers. And that's what they're saying. So I'm like, well, let me see what
Yeah, people that are going to target law enforcement officers, but they're not doing it. They're not doing it. And this is a good point that he's bringing out. They're not doing it.
This is all about. So we go into the document.
We are not doing it.
The FBI assesses it is very likely that these black identity extremists.
Look at the language. Very likely. Very likely. Y'all, these people hate us. I know we love them. We love their dirty underwear. But these people hate us. They make a report about us thinking about Mike hating them. And I don't think our people are that astute to hate white people. I just don't think that they are. Any sign of any of our people hating white people is a farce. It's a farce. If we really hated white people, like some people try to pretend, like the Nation of Islam and all these other groups, and guess what? We would be killing them. That's proof. That's proof right there. We'll be retaliating against them all kinds of ways, 10 ways to Sunday. But we're not. We're not. We're not. We're somewhere praying for them, marrying them, having sex with them. That's what we're doing.
Perceptions of police brutality against African Americans sparked an increase in premeditated, retaliatory, lethal violence against law enforcement and will very likely serve as justification for such violence. The FBI assesses it is very likely this increase began following the August 9th, 2014.
Yeah, what kind of data are they? What kind of data are they putting this on? What kind of data are they basing this on? What really? What kind of data are they basing this on?
Shooting of the Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and the subsequent grand jury, November 2014.
You mean to tell me the subsequent verdict in 2014? We've been here getting killed like dogs for hundreds of years, and they could only go back to 2014? That's proof that black people, all of them, I don't care how radical, extreme, and strong they talk on corners, that's proof right there. We love white people. They can only go back to 2014 and find something about Mike Brown's trial and the acquittal of those officers. Come on, y'all. A lot of this is why I'm really against all this banging on Esau stuff. Because if it's not going to materialize in any physical, financial, and spiritual retaliation, just shut up. Please, just shut up. If nobody's willing to die for all this fiery rhetoric, shut up. Farrakhan, all of them. Just shut up. Red, black, and green. You know, all we do is get together in a black circle and start cussing out Esau or white people or Caucasian and European. That's all we do. We get in a group and do that. That's just a waste of time, and I don't think it's wise. I don't think it's wise. Now, I'm not trying to incite violence, but I'm just telling you what real work looked like. Now, I know that I'm not about to go out and start doing it. I know that I'm not about to do that. So I'm not gonna. So because if I'm gonna have the type of rhetoric that I be hearing some people spewing out, I'm gonna have some corresponding actions to back it up. So a lot of this hate of white people is fake anyway. It's fake. It's fake. You can see a lot of it revealed even in our economic policy. Let me tell you something. If I want to tell you, the organizations that I could see that was the greatest threat to white supremacy in the United States was the Nation of Islam. It had to be before the 60s. Before desegregation. It had to be before then. Ever since then, we've been loving white folk. And even back then, we was loving white folk. But you could tell that there was some type of animus against white folks. Why? Because we had our own stores. We had our own schools. We had our own teachers. We had our own bus companies. And we were, even back then, we was trying to get in with white folk. Even back then. We don't have none of that now. So this is not real what our people and our enemies want to say, real black supremacy. This ain't no real black supremacy, y'all. This is some fake, phony black supremacy. It really is. We ourselves. How? The Bible says a man that doesn't take care of his own household is worse than an infidel. Well, guess what? Israelites and so-called black people, we must be a nation of infidels because we can't clothe ourselves. We can't feed ourselves. We can't quench our own thirst or nothing. The house of Israel can't do anything for itself. So we are a nation of infidels. I don't care what. I don't care if you're a 5%er. I don't care if you're a Nubian. I don't care if you red, black, and green, Hebrew Israelite, one West, one East. Stop. This is fake, y'all. To have rhetoric so fiery that it has our women sitting around on YouTube bashing us and people making documentaries about us. We better have some corresponding actions to back up the words. Put your money where your mouth is. But we don't have that. We don't have that. So since we don't have that type of power and that type of self-will to retaliate against our enemies, why don't we just humble down? Why don't we just humble down in this captivity, cry out to the Most High, stop crying against Esau? You can't do nothing to them. We can't even keep our families together, but we crying about Esau. So, just a lot of, a lot of this stuff is just phony. It's phony. Really, it's phony. They can come kill our women. They can come kill our children. And I don't care how fiery our rhetoric is. Guess what? I know a guy in the Nation of Islam, high ranking Nation of Islam guy. If I told you who he was, you would know who he was. I would tell you, Farrakhan's son. The fire department was right across the street and they watched his house burn down. They actually came out and watched his house burn down. No retaliation. If somebody would have died, nothing would have happened. So see, this is what I'm talking about. All this fiery rhetoric and stuff. And this it's not real. It's not real. So until the Most High gives us the power to protect ourselves and to retaliate as we see fit by his spirit, just humble down. Don't let your bark be bigger than your bite. You don't even have any teeth. You don't have any teeth and a broken jaw. The time is going to come, y'all. The time is going to come. Now, if anything sabotaging and keeping us in captivity is that kind of stuff, it just don't make sense to me.
Declination to indict the police officers involved. The FBI assesses it is very likely incidents of alleged police abuse against African Americans since then have continued to feed the resurgence in ideologically motivated violent criminal activity.
Resurgence? Resurgence of criminal activity of our people against. There's never been a surge. How could there be a resurge or something that it has never surged before? And this is in the report.
Within the B.I.E, Black Identity Extremist Movement.
I'm going to fast forward because this guy's asking a question.
This thing was before we started. So let me go through these, and then we'll come back. And okay, so you'll be here. All right, no problem. So the FBI says it is very likely that these BIEs are influenced by a mix of anti-authoritarian, Moorish, sovereign citizens.
Anti-authoritarian, I'm going to tell you what that is. They are motivated by anti-authoritarian. No, we are motivated. These people are motivated by white supremacy. And I'm going to tell you something else they're motivated by. They're motivated by the way that our own people cape for white supremacy. The handful of people that they're trying to scrape up since 2014. Y'all know how long we've been in America? Y'all know how long we've been in America? And all they could do is go back to 2014? And then they want to say it's a resurgence? And it's only 2017, y'all. Come on, y'all. This don't make sense. This is of the devil. This report.
Ideology and B.I.E. ideology. The FBI has high confidence in these assessments based on a.
Let me tell you what B.I.E. ideology is. And all these cowards that's all these cowards that's out there, I want to tell you what this is causing. It is causing, this report is designed. This report is designed to have our own people cannibalize themselves. That's what this report is. That's what the SPLC and the CIA is doing, because they know that they can't monitor and find every single person that they want to term as a exhibiting B.I.E. report, black extremists, black identity extremist tendencies. So what they're doing is they're running an MK Ultra to cause our own people to cannibalize each other, report each other, be a neighborhood watch on each other, have husbands against wives, wives against husbands, Christians, black Christians against Black Christians, and when I say Black Christians, I'm talking about liberation theology, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, all these African groups, all of those are implicated in this report. Hebrew Israelites against Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, a man's foe shall be of his own household. A man's foe is going to be of his own household. Father against son, son against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law. That's what this report is for. With all the technology they have, they can't be as thorough as they would. So what they want to do is use the electronic mediums, social networks, and your own family members to report you. Your own neighbors to report you. That's what this really is about, y'all. This right here is a report designed to bring out all the so-called Black people who are really white supremacists in their minds and hearts. And they're going to use that, and they're going to use that in conjunction with the electronic media, social networks, the different databases, just like they did in that movie with Tom Cruise in it, which is called Manchurian Candidate. Or was it Denzel Washington? One of them. Manchurian Candidate. So they're making they're actually erecting a B.I.E. Manchurian Candidate infrastructure and network where you're going to have computers, they're going to have analytics, and they're going to have your own family members, neighbors, church members, pastors, cousins, all working in tandem. And they are going to be able to try to predict with all these things who are the most dangerous people. Not so much who's going to kill a police officer. No. For when a Black Messiah or Messiahs come on the scene. And guess who the Messiahs are going to be? The 144,000. The Bible talks about this in Obadiah 21, Joel chapter 2, Revelation chapter 7, Revelation 14. Yeah, the Bible says saviors shall stand on Mount Zion and cry to the Mount of Esau. So they are built. So this is one of the advantages of being an Israelite. This is one of the advantages of being, I'm able to forecast. I'm able to see in the future what these demons in our nation, in our neighborhoods and families, and in the government are going to do to us. This is the advantage of knowing this stuff. This is the advantage of knowing the Bible. This is the advantage of having the gift of the Ruach. You're able to see stuff way ahead. You got Hebrew Israelites and Christians in a frenzy, even right now, throwing each other under the bus because White Daddy said something in a CIA report about B.I.E. And so this is drawing out. This is actually causing the wheat and tares to be bound in bundles. Yes, both are bound in bundles. Both are bound in bundles. It says bind the tares first. And then it says gather the wheat and put them in the barn. But the tares or dardanelles are bound and put in the field. So these are the benefits of having a living prophet who is socially aware, who does more than just read the Bible. but he's looking also at current events, science, and the psychology of friends and foe.
A history of violent incidents attributed to individuals who acted on behalf of their ideological beliefs, documented in FBI investigations, other law enforcement, and open source reporting. The FBI makes its judgment with the key assumption the recent incidents are ideologically motivated. Now, what they're saying here,
key assumption that it is ideologically motivated. This is all guesswork, y'all. All guesswork. And it's designed to create fear in the hearts of our people who really not down with us. What's that? What, 1 Peter 2:19, I think. Let's see. Y'all see, this thing is designed specifically because most of our people, I don't care if they call themselves Black, Hebrew Israelites, or whatever. Most of our people, Caucasian people, are their guys. They supply them jobs. They supply them food, clothes, everything. And the people don't even realize that they're in captivity. So, and they look at coming against Caucasian people as like coming against God. I don't care how rich or poor they are. Let me see. Let me see. But anyway. But anyway, I want to keep going. I can't find that scripture I want, but right now.
here it's very obvious that police officers have been targeted. And they're trying to figure out what the people that are thinking of that targeted police officers. And they're admitting, they're saying the police murdered Black people. They're not using the police murdered innocent Black people. And there are some people that are out there who decided to retaliate because of the murder of Black people. They didn't say that these people did it because they hated police officers or they hated, they said police murdered essentially unarmed innocent Black people or law enforcement officers. If you want to call them terrorists and law enforcement, whatever the case may be. But according to them, these are police who unlawfully murdered Black people. And according to them, individuals in the Black community decided, I can't take no more of this, and went and retaliated. They're saying why they did it. And they said they investigated it. And then each of these individuals did.
Yeah, so yeah, this is interesting. What they have in the report. They're basically saying, you know, it's some Black people out there that we don't know where they at, but we're killing their people, and they might start killing us. And that's not fair. You know, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have our own people, a majority of our people say, you know what, that's right. That's how we think. And then you have some of our people who actually think like this. You can kill us as long as we can protest you killing us. As long as we can march in the street and say no justice, no peace, you can kill us. But as long as if you stop us from doing that, and then now you're going over the line. But you can keep killing us, but just let us protest it. See, I'm not with all that. Just go off in the corner and die. You don't have a problem with somebody killing you, but you have a problem with somebody protesting you killing them.
Because the police were murdering black people. I just want to make that clear. The police, the FBI is telling us that that's why they're doing it. Which is saying they know the motivation of the people they're looking for. So what
that lets you know, if they're putting this in the report, that the reason why law enforcement, a handful, 6 law enforcement officers have been killed by so-called black people. 6 since 2014. Due to them murdering us. That lets you know that they really don't believe that we're black supremacists. Because if we really believed in some black supremacy for real, we would have been killing them during the slave time. When they came and got us in Africa, we would have been killing them. We don't believe in black supremacy. The only thing we believe in is white supremacy. That's why we pray for it.
What they're doing is, according to what they're saying,
and
they're
pray for white people.
Catch on. What they're saying is, there are people out here, if black people are getting murdered, that will actually come out here and shoot back. Now they're trying to assess what makes these black people who shot back shoot back. Because we don't want them to shoot back. But key, this is the key. Listen to the logic. We don't want them to shoot back if what?
We kill them.
So I want you to understand as we go into this. They're saying, I want you to understand,
they're saying that we don't want them to shoot back if we kill them. We don't want more of them to shoot back if we kill them. And what it sounds like is that in the report, it sounds like they're saying that they want to kill more of us. And they want us to kill less of them. This report sounds like, y'all, that's what this is about. They don't want any inkling that even one of them could be killed by killing us innocently. Now, you know that they cannot believe in real black supremacy for real. You know they can't really believe in that. That black supremacy really exists among us. If they only concerned about 6 police officers that have been killed since 2014 only. So this is not no real black supremacy. You know how many people was hung and lynched and shot just this year? Unarmed people shot this year. It's way more than 6. Where's the white extremist report? The W.I.E. report. There's no such thing as a W.I.E. report. They won't even say that the Ku Klux Klan is a hate group.
Very important to understand this part. They're saying that some people who saw innocent black people get murdered couldn't take it no more and decided they wanted to shoot back it. So they're saying that they're using the word retaliatory. They're not saying that these people are proactive and want to do it.
Right.
At no point in this, and I'm going to go through the document a little bit more, at no point anywhere in the document does the idea come up that they could do what?
Stop killing black people.
Say it again? What? Say it again? Say it loud. No. I want to understand.
Right. Stop killing us is not even on the table in this report. Stop killing innocent, unarmed black people. It's not even on the table. Akai Gurley. You remember Akai Gurley? Got shot in the hallway. by that Asian police officer in New York? He wasn't even doing nothing. They just killed him. He wasn't running, nothing. He was just walking up and down the stairs, and the guy killed him. The guy that was in Walmart shopping, they just ran around the corner and shot him. The little boy, what's his name, who was at the park? What's that little boy's name at the park? I can't think of his name. But he had the toy gun. They just jumped out the car and shot him. They just shot him. They didn't say put it down. They didn't say nothing. They just shot him. See, what they want to do, they want to be able to just kill us. But they need our help to help kill us. And so they put this report out to make fear in the hearts of those that look like us, but on the inside, they really white supremacy, and they want to have us cannibalize each other by fighting each other. They know there's no real unity between us. They know that there's no real such thing as black supremacists on par with a Ku Klux Klan. Stop it. They know that, y'all. They know that. First of all, we don't have any our own people in law enforcement that can protect us. Even if we did have them in there, the whole institution is ran by Caucasian people. The courts are ran by Caucasian people. The military, the prison industrial complex, the jobs, the water, the food. So you really can't be a real black supremacist and you don't own nothing. You don't even have a bullet manufacturer. You're not it's no way we could be supremacists. How are we supreme? All the hospitals are owned by y'all. All the medical institutions are owned by y'all. Insurance companies, banks. How are we supreme? Stand on the corner and give some fiery rhetoric? Yeah, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. The Bible says, Ecclesiastes 7:7. We just some mad folks that run our mouth too much and ain't gonna bust a grape. And so the Most High has, shook things up a little bit. And now they want to paint with a broad brush that there's a B.I.E. movement. Please. If there's a B.I.E. movement, I guarantee you it's funded by white folk. Most of our people are not going to do nothing without white mommy and white daddy. I don't care if it's red, black, and green, Hebrew, Israelite. We ain't going to do nothing without white mommy and white daddy.
I hope you understand. Okay, everybody remembers during slavery when brothers would run away or sisters, and they would chop your leg off and they would do something. Do you realize that they actually came up with a term called dropotomania?
Dropotomania.
Dropotomania was a disease. It was classified. It was literally classified as a disease.
That's new to me.
Where a black person has a disease and they want to keep running away from slavery, so they're sick. From dead serious, like it was actual diagnosis. Oh, your slave has dropotomania. He can't stop it. It never even possibly occurred that black people don't want to be enslaved and be brutalized. That they're leaving mistreatment. Does everybody understand? So I'm gonna go because I want you to understand. We're gonna go through this document, and they're saying police is killing black people for no reason, and some people can't take it. At no point in the document do they say maybe we can do something to stop police from killing innocent lives. It never crossed. They don't even. Well, I will get to that by the end because it's something we need to understand. This is very, very, very telling, according to their own document. Now, you go further in the document, and it goes to what was said. I mean, they're right up front with it. Suspects' grievances very likely lead to violent targeting of law enforcement. So now they're trying to give us what the person is thinking that they're concerned about. Now remember, this is the FBI telling us what the person is thinking. They say the FBI judge is very likely for B.I.E. Perceptions of police brutality against African Americans have become organizing drivers for this movement. So they call it a movement, which they can't classify anything as it. So they're just making up the word movement, resulting in a spike in intentionally targeting law enforcement with violence in all 6 targeted attacks since 2014. So they're saying 6 attacks. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. 6 folks attacking police officers, according to them, in retaliation for the murders of black people, have now got them so shook that they trying to figure out how to stop black people who they can't identify at this point. Who are these people that are going to go out here and shoot back at us after we murder innocent black people? Remember, there's no discussion because they said this is not going to happen. They're not saying that these people are going to do it. They're saying it's only going to happen after we murder some innocent black people. But we want to know who those people are who are going to try to resist after we murder the innocent black people. Which means there's a decision that's already, I hope you listen to this.
Right. That's a good point. We want to know who are the so-called black people who are going to murder us after we kill some of their people. But we're not going to stop killing black people. Matter of fact, it's implicit in this report that they're going to keep killing us and they're going to amp it up. They're going to turn it up. You see? So, because there's no mention of them stopping it. They're going to keep killing innocent people. So, it's just amazing.
The decision has already been made. So they go on to say, even though 5 of these attacks occurred following controversial police shootings of African Americans by white police officers, they also target officers who was not in every incident based on their specific race. So basically they're saying that for the most part, it's white officers killing black people. But sometimes it could be a black officer that gets shot up in the too. That's what they're saying right there. They go on to explain it later. But on the 7th of July, 2016, Michael Johnson ambushed and shot 11 law enforcement officers, killing 5 in downtown Dallas, Texas, during a First Amendment protected protest. They killed by police. The 5 deceased officers were white. The planned public event was protesting recent officer-involved shootings of African Americans in Louisiana and Minnesota. Based on Johnson's journal writing and statements to police, he appeared to have been influenced by this black identity extremist ideology. During the standoff with police, Johnson told police negotiators he was upset about recent police shootings. Listen. So the guy, shot all the police up. Now they have him cornered. And he's like, I'm sick of y'all killing black people. He said, I'm sick of y'all killing black people. This is just it. And expressed a desire to kill white people, especially white officers. Johnson searched and liked social media pages of black identity extremists and black separatist groups and have been ousted from a local black identity extremist group for being too radical, according to an open source news article. So then it starts going down to talk about different people. Like it's talking about this guy here.
And see, this is really telling too, because this is showing that some of these black extremist groups that they're styling as black, we don't even really know if some of these groups that the guy was in contact with were black extremist groups. But some of these black extremist groups, guess what? They're agents. They're going to be some of the very ones that report you. They're some of the very ones that's COINTELPRO. double agents and all this kind of stuff. This is why I like to be by myself. I don't want to be on nobody's rolls, nobody's camp, nobody's church. No, no. I want us to be tied together by a spirit.
Here, and I'll bring it up to go to what a few people said here. This Zell H. Thompson attacked 4 white New York officers in Queens with a hatchet. One officer received injuries to the arm, and a second received an injury to the side of the head. 2 remaining NYPD officers at the scene shot and killed Thompson, according to open source reporting. According to open source reporting, Thompson was angered after a recent spat of deaths at the hands of police. So another black man saying, "Why y'all keep killing us?" So he gets upset. According to the police, in his own writings, Thompson advocated for armed struggle against the oppressors and mass revolt against the U.S. social, economic, political system, which he perceived to be white dominated. He also described the United States as a beast and called for chopping off its head.
That's another key word there in this report. People that's calling the United States a beast and all this stuff and death to America and all that kind of stuff. If you're not going to try to kill the beast, just stop it. Just stop it. Let's talk about that kind of stuff in our privacy of our own company. You know, you don't put that on Front Street. Tranquilo with that. Calm down. So this talk about beasts in the report, in the B.I.E. report, it shows that a lot of our people are going to start, the ones that was never with us anyway, what they're going to start doing, they're going to start backing away, backpedaling on some of these doctrines that we have. Because when I was in the Seventh-day Adventist church, they said the Catholic Church was the beast. And then some Seventh-day Adventists were saying that America was the beast. Well, it don't matter. They still gonna lump y'all all together. Whether you believe it's America, anything with white people being the beast, guess what? They're gonna call you B.I.E. Even if you're a Caucasian person, they're gonna consider you B.I.E. Because I only went to black Seventh-day Adventist churches. So this net that they're throwing is going to have a wide ramifications to catch as many of us in it as possible. Whether you're a Hebrew Israelite, a Moor, a Nation of Islam, or whatever. You see? So it's this type of activity of our enemy that's going to actually cause a separation between those that are really for the Most High and those that are really not. I don't care where we're at. I don't care what genre of religion is in. Some people are going to wake up.
NYPD observed tattoos on Thompson's body that indicated he was affiliated with a black separatist extremist group, and pocket literature indicated that he may have been associated with another black separatist group, according to law enforcement reporting. And Moorish sovereign citizen ideology very likely leads to violence against law enforcement.
The B.I.E. ideology, B.I.E. leads to extreme, look at this, violence. White supremacy does that.
Black separatist group, according to law enforcement reporting. The B.I.E. and Moorish sovereign citizen ideology very likely leads to violence against law enforcement.
Very likely leads to violence. No, it don't, y'all. Y'all know how long the Moors have been around. I mean, wasn't the Moors the ones that were reporting? I'm talking about the ancient Moors from Africa that went over into Spain and stuff. Wasn't they working hand in hand with white folk and capture and killing and raised up as armies to go into Africa and actually kill Africans? Moors ain't no real black supremacists. Moors historically are not no real black supremacists. Please. Please. They sent Moors into Africa to kill Africans. So, you know, it's crazy. With their fezzes on. They was all up in Europe killing their own people, black people. So, you know, they're most likely to incite violence. No, we not. We was in slavery. Moors were in slavery. Us, and guess what? Things were. How did they keep us slaves so long if we so violent as Moors and B.I.Es? We've always had black identity people. Black power in the 70s and 60s. So
Awesome. So now what's happening is they're studying these individuals who are just individuals. I want to understand it's very clear. This document doesn't go into a whole bunch of groups and stuff. They basically person who said, I can't take it no more.
In a way, they don't look at a whole bunch of groups by name, but they're trying to look at us as a profile. They're profiling. They're creating a profile. And these profiles have broad range ramifications to catch anybody it wants to. It's ambiguous at best.
In retaliation, they're very clear. In retaliation for the murder of black people. And they're saying, what drives you to do it? And they start looking. And one thing they come across with is many of them have studied more science. So now all of a sudden, they're now drawing the conclusion that this more science may have something to do with it.
Nah, I don't think it's really about that. I think it's just about being I think it's a lot of people that are becoming conscious of how wicked our oppressors are. I think that's really what's motivating this thing. Batia, go in the basement and turn those lights off. I think that's what this is really about.
But because there's so many black people talking about positive blackness, you know, Hidden Colors talk about that. We talk about that. Everybody in the world that loves themselves talk about that stuff. They can't start naming all these groups because none of these groups have anything to do with police murders. So now they're trying to make something make sense to themselves so that they can figure out. And I really believe this is sincere. I really believe it's sincere. Now we all know that it's going to go to a negative direction where they use it to do harm. But I'm saying I really believe, and then we go through it. It's almost right there to say that they're so crazy that the concept of stop killing black people is so far removed from their mind. Right. They can't even come up with a notion that they're going to stop killing black people that are unarmed and innocent. Right. They just want to be able to do it with impunity. Exactly. Like this whole document is about, we're going to keep killing them. But before we start the killing again, let's figure out what's going on in these people's heads. Exactly. And then stop that so that nobody will shoot back. Right. Like, about maybe we need to do something with law enforcement to say, look, be more reasonable at a stop. Let's find different ways to do this. Let's make sure that you bring more officers to the scene so that it be de-escalated. Let's make sure none of the cameras, there's no discussion about the murders that occurred to black people. Right. It's as if we're like horses or something, or maybe cows or something that you can just zip a cow and the next cow is not supposed to, and the cow won't do it. They just walk right and zip them. So that if you get an animal that doesn't do that, like a pig, pigs, you know, like a pig is running, pig that you think something is wrong with the animal. It's like we're a race of animals.
Right.
I want you to understand why this is so important.
Yeah, there's a certain pathology behind this.
This is a federal government agency saying basically, I want you to understand, this is a real error in what they're doing. They're telling us that the people that they're looking at, that they want to call black and Indian extremists, they didn't say that these people have the ideology that could lead it. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, these are the people who we're looking at. And all of them are the ones that attack law enforcement. But then they're telling the truth because they actually are psychopaths. They're saying, and all of them did it in retaliation for these murders, these brutal murders that was coming around the country. And now they're telling us they want to stop that from happening. Without the very simple, civilized, logical conclusion. Since they're retaliatory, if you don't kill innocent black people, none of these things you're talking about would ever have occurred. And I'm saying, I'm talking about, I want you to hear this because it's got to settle.
If they're actually trying to tell us then that they want to kill us. That's what they're actually telling us then. If you do the math.
According to their own document, none of these guys were doing anything that led them to think that they were going to kill these police officers.
Exactly.
It was the police officers murdering innocent black people that led to this. Which means the logical conclusion is since Philando Castile legally was armed and didn't do anything, and the governor of Minnesota said if he was white, that wouldn't have happened. The logical conclusion is that some effort to stop killing unarmed, innocent black people should be their concentration. What the FBI is saying, we will not even have a discussion of the possibility of stop killing unarmed, innocent black people.
Right.
It's not up for debate or discussion. The FBI is saying,
yeah, that's not even on the list.
Essentially, they're not saying it, but without drawing the hook, they're saying this is going to continue to occur. However, before it continues, before we start doing what we was doing in that period where these people said that we can't take it no more, before we start that back, we want to identify who the folks are that won't be able to take it no more and see what these guys have in common and classify that so we can target that. Now, if we don't say that this is ridiculous publicly and make it clear how ridiculous it is, then it's going to go exactly what everybody will say. Because then it just becomes, hey, we can use this to do this. We can do that. But right now, I don't think that's actually what they're doing. I mean, because and if you read further in the document, they talk about the Moors there. Let me just go a little bit further. I'm going to let everybody speak. I just want to go through the document. Because I think it's very telling. Again, they go to another brother, went the wrong direction. They went here. They went to, I remember the brother Gavin Rome, talk about Cosmos and Deborah. On 17th of July 2016, which happened to be his own birthday, his 29th birthday, he decided to do that. Cosmos and Deborah ambushed and shot 6 law enforcement officers in Baton Rouge before eventually being killed by police. The deceased victims included 1 African-American officer and 1 white officer in Baton Rouge and another one from East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office. Long had expressed black separatist rhetoric both on social media and his manifesto, including rants against crackers, into that quote, and reference to an African-American male killed by police in Baton Rouge. So, again, they're saying a black person was murdered in Baton Rouge. Everybody saw it. So this guy goes to the number. This is what they're saying. They didn't say he looked for an excuse. They said he saw these people getting murdered. That was all the stuff, just murdered. That made him so angry. Remember, he's a former trained military man. So we're not talking about somebody. You can't say he's a dog off the street. Both Michael Xavier Johnson and Cosmos Temperance Gamlon were ex-military, which means they've gone through this military. They've seen terrorism. They know how to identify it. And in their minds, they had identified it, and they decided to do this. This is what the FBI talking to us. So they go and say, Long has also declared himself to be a Moor, had changed his slave name. Now watch this. This is what's real deep. I want y'all to listen to this. And anybody here that knows this stuff, you're going to laugh when you hear this because it's the most ridiculous thing that you're an African They had some consonants. This is how ridiculous this is. You will laugh. Long also declared himself a Moor and changed his slave name to the Moorish name Cosmo Asar Septemberon.
You heard that, y'all? He changed his slave name. They have this in the report. He changed his slave name to something else. Wow. So look at this, y'all. All these people that have Hebrew Israelite name, pseudonyms, Hebrew Israelite pseudonyms, or anything that sounds even close to it. Anything with Yah on it, Yashra Allah, Israel, Eber, yeah. Guess what? They are looking at that and labeling that as Black identity extremist. See, a lot of these people who are talking about these people that's coming out and saying, oh yeah, I don't want to be associated with a Hebrew Israelite because they stand on the corner and curse and all this kind of stuff. Y'all really think it's about that? Y'all, they don't like us. They don't like us, period. I don't care if your name is Lewis. You got a slave name named Lewis Thomas, which is my name. Guess what? That's B.I.E. just because you are melanated. And I want to tell you something else that's going to be suspicious to them too. The Black family, the so-called Black family or Israelite family, especially when there's a father figure, guess what? They're going to consider that Black identity extremist, especially if you have a lot of kids. So y'all trying to navigate around this and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying just throw yourself in harm's way, but I'm just saying anything, just because you are who you are, guess what? They're going to look back in your archives on your video channel. They're going to see all this stuff that you've ever said about Black people, whited out videos and all this kind of stuff that you saved and shared. It's no way around this, y'all. I know y'all want to please white daddy. I get it. You want to please white daddy. I get it. Anybody that says that Yahweh that I'm just gonna say it the way that y'all know it. For people who are gonna watch this and people that say that Jesus is Black, guess what? They're gonna say that that's Black identity extremists. And even if you use Yahweh Shai, they're gonna say, oh, that's definitely Black extremists. Or God is Black. Same thing. Same thing, y'all. Same thing. Wearing dashikis and kente cloths and African garb. It don't matter if it's Hebrew or not. Fezzes. Yeah, all that stuff is, they're profiling you as Black identity extremists. Black liberation theology among Christians. Yeah, yeah. Street gangs. They're gonna run the gamut with this thing, y'all. So I know y'all trying to, white daddy is after me, so I'm gonna throw some Black people under the bus. Y'all, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You think turning into a Judas is gonna save you? They probably was gonna kill Judas anyway. Judas is gonna die anyway, one way or the other. Suicide or homicide. So y'all, People getting scared. Well, I'm not gonna wear my Hebrew clothes because yeah. Here you are, you denounce everything that represents your heritage. You denounced the name, went to newspapers, radio stations, denounced everything, trying to flip around the title and stuff, talking about some Eber and all this stuff. They got you. They got you with the Eber too, or the Yeber, or whatever you want to say that the Sefer Bible says. They got you. They got you. They got you right where they want you. And you trying to navigate around all this stuff. They created this so you couldn't do it. They know who you are. They didn't put us on slave ships because we were B.I.E. And we ain't gonna be able to escape because we're not B.I.E. or we denounce it. They're gonna look at you and see you a black man, a black woman, and that's gonna be the bottom. That's your B.I.E. card right there. All this other stuff is just little jargon.
Now somebody tell me what's wrong with that. So, right, so I want you to see this. How you know? See, when somebody has an objective to do something on purpose, they dot their I's and cross their T's. In other words, if they were trying to attack everybody, they would look to see where that name really came from. It's a Kemetic name. It's an African name. Because that makes more sense than what they're saying. Black is same as the African, they can no. They try to figure out anything they can find a nuance there. So since he said he was
exactly. Anything. This is just another version of a precursor to black codes. That's all this is, y'all. Can't you hear it? Can't you hear it?
And he has this name that they don't have no idea what it is. They just associate it with being Moorish. This is in the federal document. So this is a federal document, and it's that ridiculous. Why is it that ridiculous? Because what they can't say is, we're not going to stop killing black people. And we want y'all, nobody, not no group, we're not going to stop killing you. We're not going to stop doing it publicly. Random person who we can't identify and can't group in any kind of tangible way, we don't want you to stop wanting to be killed. So they're just making up stuff as they go along. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You know what I see in what he just said? I see that he said, when he said not any random person, they want you in a group. These Caucasian people want you in a group. Why? Because most groups that we have and leadership we have, I don't care if it's Hebrew Israelite, Christians, liberation theology, whatever, Moors, Nation Islam, guess what? They're owned by our oppressors. Urban League, NAACP, you name them. Operation Push, National Action Network, Congressional Black Caucus, they want you in a group so they can control and see who monitor who is the radical ones, because they're agents. These are all agent organizations. So what they're afraid of is the loose cannons getting together, conspiring together to hurt them. Which I think it's still unfounded, because I don't think we are organized enough to do that. And that's why you have these lone wolves type. They more afraid of so-called black people being lone wolves than they are about Caucasian being lone wolves. I think they're more concerned about that than anything else. Because if you get these lone wolves, they all get together and they ready to put that work in and put their life on the line, that's a problem. But I think their paranoia is kicking in. I don't think we we're not ready for that. We just not ready for that type of guerrilla warfare. We just not. I don't care if we was in the Green Berets or Army, Navy, Air Force, Special Forces. We just, as a people, we not ready for that. We love white mommy and daddy way too much to fight against them. I don't care if we Hebrew Israelites. I don't care if we one West, one East, whatever. We not like that. We just want to talk. We just want to talk and cuss people out. That's what we want to do.
Whoever put this together didn't even investigate to see what kind of name Cosmos is right. As if that name he had something to do with why he did this. But if they trying to figure it out, they trying to figure any consensus of these 6 people that did this, what they have in common, because it's like the slave master. They're not going to let you free off the plantation. That is not up for discussion. No black.
I want to tell you another thing that is going to be implicated in this B.I.E. Not just Moors, y'all. Masons, Southern Baptist Masons, all these people in these secret societies, these black secret society, Prince, whatever his name was. They're going Eastern Stars and all that, Knights of Columbia, all that stuff. That's the black version of that stuff. Guess what? They suspect too. I mean, the Moors and the Islam and all that stuff goes together. And Egyptologists, all that stuff. They want to get us, y'all. They hate us. I know it's hard to believe because they gave you a job, so you think, oh, you know. And you can go to the store on payday and use your debit card for direct deposit and all that. And you don't think they hate you because of that. Y'all, please. But the Most High's got to wake us up because we love our enemies way more than we love the Most High.
Actually, walking free off the plantation. But we got to figure out why y'all keep running away. It must be trouble to many. Is it possible we just don't like being enslaved? The reason I'm saying is...
And don't like being killed.
Come to everybody. It's very important. This is not no random write-up. This is an FBI document where they're taking African names and calling them Moorish names because they have no idea what's driving these folks to do it, and they're trying to figure it out. And in order to figure it out, they're creating stuff in order to find a way to figure it out, just so they can figure it out. Because they have no intention to stop doing what they're doing to us, but they don't want anybody to do anything to protect the black community. I'm holding on this because when we go to I'm gonna let people say some things, then I'm gonna go and show you. We are literally living in history. I'm gonna go back and show you the 60s and 70s. I'm gonna show it to you. It's the exact same thing they've done before. We just gotta be able to see it, and it's the exact stuff we've been talking about. All they're doing is they want the narrative that they want, which tells people what to do in situational abuse. In situational abuse, in this instance, some men went out and did things that they don't want us to do. They want to change the narrative to be, that's not what you do. If you don't like what's happening, we're going to ask you to do something else. And that's okay. You won't be in this document, but we don't want this to happen.
And not only that, we don't want you to do this. We don't want you to turn a blind eye to those that may do this. We want to aggregate the information that you have and the surveillance that you're going to be used for to aggregate with our analytics and our electronic data, so we could profile people that are possibly going to do this, as they would do for a Manchurian candidate.
So we go on. I think people get the basic idea. Let me see if there's something else in here that's worth mentioning. Oh yeah, now listen. So now they're talking about what are their alternatives in trying to figure out how to stop the black identity extremists. Now I know I say it a million times, I keep on repeating it. They're saying that these people who are black, who like they like their identity, they like being black. They black and they like it. Matter of fact, they don't just like a little bit. They really love being black. They're an extreme. I'm black and I'm proud. So you're an extremely love being black.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to figure out how to stop these people from these individuals now that they classify this way. They're trying to figure out what are our alternatives. When we're out here murdering black people, how do we stop them from wanting to defend their community and retaliate? Did everybody hear that? When we're going to go out here and start shooting and murdering people, and they take them and filming and they see it and they get them slaughtered, how do we figure out to make them not retaliate? The FBI considered the alternative hypothesis that retaliatory violence against law enforcement is not ideologically motivated, but rather a result that some individuals may simply harbor animosity towards police and exploit racial tensions as an excuse to commit crimes of violence. So they said, well, we thought maybe this is just an excuse for them to do this. What did they say? The FBI, however, assesses this alternative is very unlikely. In the cases analyzed in this assessment, because strictly criminal subjects typically commit spontaneous defensive acts of violence against police, rather than proactive targeting and idiosyncratic reasons unrelated to ideology such as financial gain and personal disputes to justify their actions.
Right.
So in other words, the FBI is saying, when it's just a criminal person, when they're just a criminal person or they're a person with an idiot and they're trying to make an excuse, they do it when they love to get caught with drugs or something like that. They're saying they don't make up ideological things saying this is wrong. They don't have ideas that they care about. People like that are not criminals. And none of these people, for the most part, have any criminal background. So they're saying, the FBI is saying, look, the FBI is saying the people who did this are not criminals. Oh, this is the FBI. They're saying the people who did this are not criminals.
Right. Right.
Because criminals don't do it this way. They do it when they get in court or something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And they should know what criminals do because guess what? They are criminals. So they know criminal and sociopathic behavior because that's exactly what they are. They know this. They know the criminal mind because they are the criminal mind. So they're actually declaring these people that's killing these officers as not criminals prior to them snapping. I'll say it again, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. A wise man. A man that keeps the laws and statutes. A man that doesn't break the law. A man that doesn't have a criminal record. A man that is a productive citizen. It says surely oppression makes that kind of man crazy.
These are offensive actions that are happening, but they call them offensive, but leaving out the part offensive in retaliation for murders that are going on and occurring. So then they say, the FBI further judges it is very likely that these folks proactively target police and openly identify and justify their actions with social political agendas commensurate with their perceived injustices against African Americans, and in some cases, their identified affiliation with violent extremist groups. So it goes on. That's the last I'm gonna do there, but there's one piece in here I did want to show you because it's important. Haha. Now we see what's going on. Perspective. B.I.Es have historically justified and perpetuated violence against law enforcement, which they perceived as representative of institutionalized oppression of African Americans, but had not targeted law enforcement with premeditated violence for the nearly 2 decades leading up to the lethal incidents observed beginning in 2014. So wait a minute. They're talking about black identity extremists as if this is something new. But now there are...
You know, I'm sitting here reading this report myself. I'm reading this report myself as I'm going along with this, listening to this. And it's really interesting because my eyes just fell upon, look at this, y'all. I want to read this to you. See, people trying to rat on each other and throw people under the bus because, you know, they radical or extreme. Y'all, it's just a radical and extreme language. That's all so-called black people have, is radical and extreme language. We never go out and lynch nobody. We never go out and kill anybody. We never go burn crosses in nobody's yard. So, you know, and look at this. In the FBI's report, B.I.E. is described as a conglomeration of black nationalists, black supremacists, and black separatists. You see, they're painting this thing with a broad brush. So anybody thinking that they're going to get away from this is ridiculous and stupid. Among others disaffiliated racist individuals who are anti-police, anti-white, and or seeking to rectify perceived social injustice against black. Perceived? No, it's not just perceived. Okay? It is actual and historical social injustice against so-called blacks. The FBI essentially merges these various black hate groups under one umbrella. Black hate group. Black hate groups. Wow. And now watch this, because they're going to contradict themselves. Giving it a new name in the hope of classifying these groups as an organized extremist movement, the SPLC does not endorse this unification characterization. Rather, black nationalists are assessed as a loose-knit network of various hate group charismatic leaders, as well as unaffiliated individuals who may identify as black nationalists. Guess who's going to define what a black nationalist is? It's not going to be you. It's going to be the enemy. They're the ones that's going to categorize you as whether or not you're a black nationalist or not. So throwing your people under the bus is not going to help. Not one bit. But do not associate with black nationalist groups. Look at this, y'all. They want everybody. So it's really interesting that you have couples on the internet that think that they're going to escape this. Your enemy is the one that's defining who is a black nationalist. Whether you are in a camp, church, group, nation, whatever you want to call it, denomination, religion, whatever you want to get. We love splitting hairs. Whether you're an Israelite, Eberlite, or whatever, or Negrolite, they don't care. You're being stupid by thinking you're going to escape this. I mean, look what this says. Black nationalists are assessed as a loose-knit network. Why did they put this in here? Loose-knit network, so they can get all black people. That's why they're saying loose-knit. So you don't have to be in no group, no camp, no church, no religion, or nothing. You just have to be black. And they'll just say you loose-knit. A loose-knit network of various hate groups, charismatic leaders, as well as unaffiliated individuals who may identify. So when you out here trying to throw your people under the bus, talking about a tarnished awakening and our people and our culture, guess what? You just implicated yourself in the B.I.E. You're so stupid. You are very stupid. Very stupid. The B.I.E. term, however, is creating quite a stir due to its benign, confusing. Now, look at all this language they're using. It's benign, confusing, and ethno-specific characterization. Yeah, you're implicated too. Why you trying to throw people under the bus? You're trying to throw people under the bus, and guess what? Your name is written all on this. Whatever you want to call your name, Eber, Yeber, whatever. But maybe you got to pass anyway because you're an agent anyway. The SPLC objects to using the term new term Black identity extremists, please, to describe violent Black nationalists. Now, they didn't say all this earlier, that all these groups and all these individuals are, guess what? Violent. But they throw that in here now. To describe the violent Black nationalists, it can be easily misconstrued as focusing on Black activists who are law-abiding and peaceful. Law-abiding and peaceful means that you're just sitting down and you're just letting people kill you. You don't protest, you just don't nothing. Furthermore, it may be offensive to those who merely identify themselves as Black due to their African heritage and ethnic pride, equating such people to extremists. Well, that's what they want to do. Former U.S. government officials, academics, and legal experts point out that no such movement actually exists. They say all this to only turn around and say, yeah, nothing like this exists. Some claim coining the phrase Black identity extremists may even be politically motivated. They say it might be a deliberate attempt by the Trump administration to divert attention away from the larger, more serious threats of white supremacy and other far-right extremists. Earlier this year, President Donald Trump charged the Department of Homeland Security Countering Violent Extremists, CVE, program to exclusively focus on Muslim terrorism at the expense of other viable terrorist threats. Trump also reportedly rescinded funding to the CVE program, such as Life After Hate, which was focused on countering violent white supremacy and inspiring individuals to leave hate groups. So anytime you see them defunding something to focus on us, that means they're going to use that funding to focus on us. I mean, this is coming out and saying that basically he supports white supremacy, if this is true, which I don't doubt. Although Black Lives Matter is not specifically mentioned in the name of the FBI report, BLM spokesmen have previously voiced concerns over possible FBI surveillance of their activities. The B.I.E. term likely gives them pause. There's a long tradition of the FBI targeting Black activists, and this, the new FBI report, is not surprising. D. Ray McKinson told Foreign Policy. So, but anyway, y'all, I'm going to put a link in the room for the article that I was just reading, and you can look at it at your own, on your own time. But y'all, I'm going to tell you something. This report is to create a frenzy among our people to have them report each other, whether you are an extremist or not, to our enemies. That's all this is. And some stupid people are already doing this. They're already doing this, and they think they're going to escape. But anyway, this is Prophet Rawanawabi. This is Prophet Rawanawabi signing out. And I hope you all got something out of this. And I wanted to give you all a perspective that I know nobody else is going to give you. And I hope that this would fuel you coming up with some of your own ideas. And if you do, please share them with me in the comment section. I would appreciate it. So you all take it easy. And this is Prophet Ron, and I will be signing out. And good night. Shalom.